Hey guys, Jack here. Today I want to talk about barrels, paintball barrels. Now, there's a million companies out there that sell barrels, and there's all kinds of different setups that you can get, and they're all good in their own right. But I've been playing woods ball for a long time, and what I have found is that if you pick yourself up an Apex barrel tip, it's an advantage out there in the woods that most guys don't have, and you catch a lot of guys off of their game because they don't expect you to be able to reach out and touch them, and you can. And the way you do that is with the Apex. Now, when you buy an Apex setup from Empire, it comes with their barrel that they include with it, and it's a beautiful barrel. It really is. I'm going to guess it's probably like a 691 bore, maybe a 690. Pretty decent polish on it, but I will say it's heavy. And heavy to the point where it's awkward, and I don't like that. So what I've done is I've purchased some lapto barrels. It's the Big Shot Apex Ready barrel. This one happens to be a 687, and the one I have right here is a 690. And in my opinion, those are the two bores that are the most important bores to have. You know, you want to have a 690 because it's a nice big size. Sometimes you get this field paint and it's a little oblong, and and it just kind of gives you that leeway. Now, if I'm shooting a higher quality paint, it might be a little smaller. I might underbore it a little bit, and I'll put them through the 687. But it's usually when I'm using like a 3-star or a 4-star. But when I'm using 2-star and field paint, I like to have a bigger bore. Lapco barrels, just the company Lapco has been around forever. These guys, it's quality. I mean, absolute qualities. They're one of the first players in the game, and their barrels are fantastic. Now, I will say that it's a loud barrel. Now, it's got some decent porting up here, but as you can see, that porting sits up underneath the apex, so it muffles it a little bit. But believe me when I tell you, this is probably the best barrel, one-piece barrel on the market. And when you combine it with an Apex 2, now there was an Apex 1, it was a little wider, it was a little different, not quite as compact. And believe it or not, I had one, and I'll have to say that it did put a little more spin on the ball. The original Apex, in my opinion, gave you more spin, which is a backspin, and that's basically what this does. Is it puts a backspin on the ball, and by doing that, you get more distance. As you fire, you can see that ball just float out there, and it'll rise. As a matter of fact, when you fire it, you have to aim high, because if you aim too low, that ball is just going to come right down and skim the ground, and it doesn't work. You need to aim a little high to get your balls to reach out. Now, just to give you an idea, well, here's an Apex right here that I have disassembled. It's a very simple device. It comes in, these are the pieces to the device. These are the O-rings that hold it all together. And this is the little flap that actually puts the spin on the ball. As you adjust it, this flap comes down, the ball comes out, it hits it, and gives it a backspin. And it rotates. So if you're firing, this being the top, you adjust it. If you want to have your ball curve to the right, you turn it to the right, and the ball will literally curve around a corner. Same thing goes to the left, curve around the left. If you put it down, you'll get a nice dive bomb. And believe me, I've gotten some really good kills with that. People do not expect you to be able to hit them on the back of the head when you're in the middle of a game. Really catches some guys off guard. There's a substantial weight difference between the one that comes with the Apex from Empire and, like I said, the Lapco Big Shot. Let's take a look and see how much the difference in the weight is. Okay, so this is the original Empire. See if I can't get that to stay on there. 6.1 ounces. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's over 1/4 of a pound. Now, here's the lapto. See if I can get that to stick on there. Come on, you. 4.6 ounces. Substantial difference. Substantial. And believe me, when you're playing, you can really feel the difference in that weight because, in my opinion, weight is everything. I try to have the lightest setup I possibly can. When you're playing for 6, 7 hours out in the woods running around, believe me, carrying just an extra 1/4 pound, it takes its toll on you. But, I know it's probably not the greatest video in the world, but I got to tell you guys, if you really want to step your game up in the woods, you've got to get an Apex. And I strongly suggest that you get yourself one of these Lapco Big Shot Apex Ready barrels because, it's light, that the finish is perfect, a little loud, but for the most part, my favorite Apex Ready barrel, hands down. And then instead of having to get a bunch of inserts and a freak set and everything else, you pick yourself a couple of them up. They're like a $50 barrel. I like the 690 and the 687. But I know, kind of long-winded, a little boring, but the basic premise of this video is to let people know that if you really want an advantage out in the woods, you got to get an Apex. It really is a game changer. And once you get used to shooting it, because there is a learning curve. When you first start using it, it's a little funky. The ball will dip down, and if you're not paying attention, you'll just be hitting the ground. Once you learn that, make those adjustments and learn how to shoot the thing, it's deadly. I can't tell you how many guys I long ball. I mean, and some guys like to get right up in your face. I'm an old guy, man. I'm running around in the woods. I'm dying out there. If I can get you with a long ball, you're gonna get hit. Simple as that. So, as always, thanks for watching, and like and subscribe if you would. Appreciate it. Have a good day.